Jey Uso loses the WWE World title, plus CM Punk to compete in Saudi Arabia, and we had multiple big returns on last night's Raw. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. Every day, some things are guaranteed. Someone's going to find love somewhere in the world. A dog is going to be pet for the very first time. And Rikishi is going to write a strongly worded email to WWE because Jey Uso, his son, is no longer the world champion. What? It's all going so well.
Anything could happen in the World Wrestling Federation, Tom. We know this. Yes, 52 days. Jey Uso's reign comes to an end thanks to a big old dirty daddy choke from Big Gunther last night on Raw. Of course, the title match was set up a few weeks ago. He gets through Money in the Bank, does Jey Uso. Now he comes to that last night's show and he loses.
It came close. There was one point it looked like maybe Jey may steal it back. He put the sleeper that won him the title on Gunther, but Gunther able to reverse it into a sleeper of his own, and a knockout led to Gunther once again becoming the WWE World Champion. Thoughts on the title reign of Jey Uso coming to an end?
It's not going to be one of the reigns you look back on and think, whoa, that's one of the greatest reigns of all time, but it's far from one of the worst reigns of all time. I always go back to when he walks in an arena, the reaction.
Yeah.
That's what you got to base things off when it comes to wrestling sometimes. I know that some people don't like his in-ring style, some people don't like the over-reliance on the yay
really?
and all that kind of stuff.
I hadn't noticed. People online are so shy and retiring about this sort of thing.
But one thing you can't deny is the guy gets massive babyface reactions wherever he goes around the world. So I think in terms of a reign, it was tickety-boo, Tom.
I think, yeah, there have been better, but there have also been worse.
Yes.
After Raw went off the air, the last thing we see is Jey Uso and his son Jace, who was with him. He's been on tour with him for a little bit. And after Raw went off the air, Jey went into the ring. Jace came in with him. Jey apologized to his son and for the universe for losing the title, but he gave all the props in the world to Gunther, one of the best athletes he's ever stepped into the ring with. He thanked the fans in Phoenix, and he encouraged kids to tell their parents that they love them and brush their teeth. And there's a line in there that he says that Aiden, our tribal editor, news-in-chief for news, has been confused by, because he says, make sure you go to bed on time, wash your ass before bed.
Yeah.
And Aiden has taken that quite literally. He's gone, Jey Uso told the kids to wash their asses before bed. No,
Yeah.
That's not what he means. Like, wash your ass, as in like, wash yourself.
He asked his own son if he's brushed his teeth. He means wash your ass, brush your teeth, go to bed, be a good boy.
Not in that order.
Brush your ass, wash your teeth, and then go to bed.
I had a terrible trip to A&E when that happened. And then one final yeet before he left. He seemed in good form, in good spirit. I think happy with the fact that, at 52 days, he can always say he has been a world champion.
There's no shame in losing to Gunther, let's be honest. And of course, he's got the merch money to fall back on, so he'll just be just fine. He'll be just fine.
Where does Gunther go from here as world champion once again? I mean, I'm glad to see him back with the title because I really like him as a world champion. I think it suits him.
Billie G is not my champion. He's just a girl who says, who's next? Goldberg, surely, come on.
That's a great shout. Gunther, Goldberg, yeah.
Obviously, but Rollins as well. Got to mention Rollins after Money in the Bank. He's got the briefcase. He's on Raw predominantly. Gunther's obviously the Raw champion now. So yeah, two opponents in the offing there, you would think.
What if they do Gunther Goldberg and Goldberg beats Gunther?
Nope. Stop.
And then stop the cap. Moments later, Seth comes out, steel chair, stomp, beats Goldberg.
And Seth Rollins leaves as the biggest babyface in the company when he's supposed to be like, the power, it's my world now.
Yeah, I mean, that might be. He teased that a little bit last night, but not with the world title, but with the WWE title. Let's talk on that. CM Punk and Cena squaring up on Raw last night.
I can't believe what the result of this segment might be, Tom. We might be seeing CM Punk wrestle in Saudi Arabia. I would fully expect there to be an injury angle between then and now to rule CM Punk out of a Saudi Arabia appearance, because surely he can't go back and put the aforementioned
the
phallus
thing
covered in a human substance in his own mouth, so to speak, there, Tom.
I knew that would come back to haunt him. CM Punk and John Cena having a great showdown where Punk very much talks about not wanting to be WWE champion because the last time he held it, he became a monster, but he realizes he has to become a monster to defeat the monster. He also makes some nice little storyline references to the fact that when CM Punk got put in the SDF by Cena at Elimination Chamber after he took that stomp, the last thing Cena said to him before he passed out was, "I'm sorry," which suggests that this isn't what Cena wants to be and who Cena wants to be. And it kind of adds to that story of this heel turn isn't the real John Cena, and we're trying to get underneath it. CM Punk wanted that title match there and then last night in Phoenix, and Cena said, no, you're going to have to follow me to Saudi Arabia to have that match. And I kind of think that in a very subtle way, it's playing off the fact that Punk has been so vocal about not doing Saudi Arabia. If you want this, you've got to follow me to Saudi Arabia.
How much does he want to do it for the people?
Yeah.
So he's not doing it for TKO, of course. He makes this very clear. There's also references to the pipe bomb back in the day. John, I hope you're very comfortable, sir. Suits you. But yeah, how much does he want to do this for the people? Is he going to sell himself out essentially, just based off his own past actions, to go and get the title back for the people? It is very well done, to be fair.
Yeah, it is, and the story continues with Seth Rollins and the gang all coming out, and Seth holding up the briefcase and giving it a hum. Look what I got! I'm Skeletor. And it just kind of just reminding you that he's got a briefcase, which I thought was a nice little bit. So you think that we might not get that match at Night of Champions?
I mean, look, going off past stories of CM Punk's past, which is what past means. It's in the past.
Yeah,
you would think he would just go, nah, I'm not going to go there. I can't. We've seen it last year, the year before as well, where injury angles were done just to sort of get him off a Saudi Arabia card. I would expect nothing different this time around, although the tantalizing story is tantalizing.
Tantalizing is tantalizing. As was the return of R-Truth last night. This was good.
He got the bloody scissors out, everybody. He cut his hair off.
All right, Sid Vicious.
He says this R-Truth fella, he might be too nice, he might be too much of a nice guy, he might be too funny all the time. He's no gimmick, he says, though, and the truth has set him free. He cuts his locks off. It looks like we're getting a much more serious Ron Killings this time around.
Yeah, very much separating R-Truth from Ron Killings here. And he's got a catchphrase that the crowd immediately jumped on. I am the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Which I thought was nice, leaning in straight away. I thought this was great. I think it's great to see this side of Ron Killings. Really, really liked how and it does feel like, for all intents and purposes, that this indeed was not a work. And this is literally WWE reacting to what was a loud reaction to people upset that Truth was going. Because I still see that argument online going, oh well, if they knew that, how come there's a T-shirt that's out? Oh yeah, because they can't turn a T-shirt around in a couple of days. That's impossible. You need months' notice to make a T-shirt.
I mean, no doubt Carlito and Valhalla are sat next to the phone right now, just waiting for their phone calls as well, just to prove that was a work as well. Yeah, I can't believe Triple H's comments from that post-show press conference. What an arse.
Do you know, it felt really smarmy. And it actually turned me a little bit on my friend Paul. Didn't like. I did turn me a little bit on him. I thought, nah, I don't like that. I don't.
What's wrong with just letting people believe it is a work instead of going, it's part of the show and we got you? Well, it clearly wasn't.
No, it clearly wasn't. So just go, it felt like the sort of thing that an evil billionaire would say in a movie. Like, wow, we always planned for the underdog to get his day. No, you didn't, you monsters. OCP run the cops. Also returned last night, Nikki Bella popped up. She announced, it was announced ahead of time that she was going to be at Raw in Phoenix. Lovely little moment with Io Sky and Bella, with Io Sky thanking Nikki for paving the way.
Yeah, evolution by the looks of things, Tom. It's evolution season.
Tis the season to be evoluting. Nikki's return spoiled by Liv Morgan of all people, though. I know, right? Liv Morgan, who was upset that Nikki Bella wasn't putting any respect on her name in terms of listing off these great game-changing women. This led to a back and forth with Liv saying, you're just jealous because I've got a championship and I've got a man. And Nikki's like, oh, Roxanne Perez, Dominic might be going up with her. Anyway, there's an oblivion for you. Rah, rah, rah. You know, that's exactly what she said. This is my division. She's, of course, one half of the women's tag team champions. She hasn't defended it in quite a while. Bellas versus Liv and Raquel.
Oh, do you reckon Brie will come back as well?
Brie mode. Well, I feel like that would make sense. I feel like they want to give the Bellas a women's tag title reign.
Yeah, because the AEW ties aren't there anymore because Danielson's retired, of course.
You've always got people that are in one camp and t'other. Yeah. It's not unusual.
You know, tribalism in that, Tom. We've got to, feed into that narrative sometimes.
But online's so shy and retiring. Either it's okay, depending on what Brie's up to. It's either going to be, I think, Bellas versus Liv and Raquel, or maybe just a one-on-one with Nikki and Liv.
Yeah, that would sell many tickets, let me tell you, Tom.
That would do well.
Dominic Cage.
Dom in a cage.
Winner gets Dom.
And then Roxanne runs up and gets the key. And they run off together in a field of daisies. Also setting up something for Evolution, we saw the return of Bayley last night.
Yeah, Becky Lynch was enraged, it's written down here. She addressed the universe after the disrespect shown by Lyra Valkyria with her German Nightwing, as Michael Cole called her, which I liked. She demanded Lyra come out to raise her hand properly, and an irate Lyra walked towards the ring, but it was a ruse because Bayley appeared for the first time since getting beaten up at just before WrestleMania to allow the who replaced her at WrestleMania?
To get Becky. Becky replaced her.
That's the one. Thank you very much, Tom. It's actually written in the sentence before. So yeah, revenge is on the mind of one Pamela.
Went for a rose plant, and Becky managed to get away, run into the crowd, and I think we're going to get Bayley versus Becky for the women's IC title at Evolution. And I think they could give them 20 minutes, let them have a banger.
That's main event stuff. That's going back to Becky and Charlotte at the first Evolution.
Oh, you do that last year. Yeah. I just think, well, you've got Io Sky, who's kind of the women's world champion, and there's just no real story for her currently. I think they need something meaty there. You got Tiffany Stratton, who's got a couple of people that's kind of circling her, like Naomi potentially cashing in and around there. I like the idea of maybe Naomi calling her shot and saying, I want the title at Evolution.
Oh.
Maybe doing it.
She's a heel, Tom. You can't do that as a heel.
It does, yeah.
But I guess she does have caution tape. Everywhere says caution me, shots coming soon.
I like the idea of somebody with the Money in the Bank briefcase earning a title match without cashing it in, having the match, losing the match, immediately cracking it with the briefcase, starting another match and winning it that way.
Can you start two matches that way? Is the briefcase not used in the first match?
No, because if you earn a title match,
if you earn the shot, yes.
If you earn the shot doing something else, winning a battle royale with cheese or something like that, you can do it that way. The King and Queen of the Ring getting underway as well en route tonight to Champions. A big return in a qualifier next week on Raw.
Well, first and foremost, Triple H loves a four-way, but in one of those four-ways is Asuka. I didn't mean a dirty Bang Bros four-way.
I don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what that is. A four-way featuring the returning Asuka. She's been away for a good long while, suffering a knee injury. This is her first match back. She's in a four-way Queen of the Ring qualifier with Stephanie Vaquer, Ivy Nile, and Raquel Rodriguez. Now, I love the idea of an Asuka Vaquer tournament match. That would have been quite a nice little treat in another round.
Yes. Might not get there this year because one will have to be eliminated. Obviously, that's how tournaments work. So you would assume that maybe Ivy Nile or the other person in there will be taking the full time. I forgot the full name you said.
Raquel Rodriguez is the one for the women's tag team champs. I doubt is taking the fall. So Ivy Nile, thanks for that, mate. Appreciate. Vaquer or Asuka though. See, this is it. Asuka, I don't want to see her lose her first match back. Vaquer has had such momentum. I guess she can afford to not win a four-way.
But conversely, Tom, to your point, shifting gears, as they say on the kickoff shows, if there's one lady who would deserve a win or is worthy of a win over a name like Asuka to build her own reputation, just saying, haha, I beat Asuka, I'm the king of the castle, the queen of the castle, It is Stephanie Vaquer.
She's suggesting that Asuka is a dirty rascal?
Probably.
Shocking behaviour. That's the Queen of the Ring and the King of the Ring getting underway en route to Night of Champions. But tonight, you got to hold and give, but at the right time.
4 p.m. BST on the Hold and Give YouTube channel, which is on YouTube.
That's where YouTube channels tend to live. Be weird if they didn't.
No.
And for the latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Latest news at any time. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.